As we close out May, this week we take a deeper dive into some of the headlines that shaped the month, like the passage of a budget after a drawn-out legislative session at the Capitol and ongoing budget talks in Pima County that balance the need for road repairs and funding for early childhood education. Our conversation includes the Green Valley News' Sahuarita Sun's Dan Shear, the Arizona Daily Star Sarah Garrett-Gasson, and Tucson Local Media's Jim Ninsel. Let's begin with what happened at the state capitol last week. Did we have a more bipartisan effort at trying to push through a budget?
We did not. At the end of the day, it was a Republican budget, and the Democrats, although they tried to add some amendments from time to time, were shot down. And yes, you're right. At one point, the Senate President Karen Fann did say, hey, I want to get ideas from both parties and put together a budget. I think one of the biggest problems with the budget, as we do them in Arizona these days, is they're all crafted behind closed doors. And in this particular instance, they rolled it out over Memorial Day weekend when nobody was paying attention to what they were doing, and then passed it basically in the dark of night, which I think is unhelpful. I think these bills ought to go through an appropriations committee where you actually have hearings and people can know what we're spending money on, but that's just not the way we do things in Arizona.
These two were paying attention, though.
It's all horse trading, and it's been like that forever. And not only did Karen Fann say that, yeah, we're going to go ahead and involve everybody, but the governor in the State of the State address said the same thing, that we're going to set party labels aside and we're all going to have our say. Didn't happen, never happens. Whoever's in control calls the shots. And this year, it was of particular interest because there was a lot more money involved that they could spend, and everybody had their projects going. And oddly enough, even the Republicans were kind of holding up their own budget because they wanted their projects funded. And so it was interesting to watch, but it really isn't any different.
Pima County Board of Supervisors, let's go there now. $1.35 billion budget, more than we've seen in the past. This year there's a new line and it's called road repairs. Why did it take so long?
They're finally pulling it out of the general fund, and they're also recouping some money because they laid off a lot of people in the transportation department, which needed to be done. This was, by the way, Allie Miller, who had been driving that for a long time. And you know what? I think she was right on it. That it was a bloated department, and now there's some money there. It's not going to be nearly enough to fix the issue, but pulling money out of the general fund is a good start, and I think they've got, what, $26 million for this next year. Some of it's HERF money, some of it's savings realized from paying off the 97 bonds, and then there's some general fund money. We'll see what actually happens, but at least it's a start. At least it's a start, and they've had so many failed opportunities at this point.
Does this translate into that half-cent sales tax, though?
I'm not sure. I think the voters are kind of loath to pass a sales tax for anything. We've seen that with bonds over the past couple elections. I think that making it a line item is a way to make it more visible, like, yes, we're doing something, rather than having to sift through a very long Chuck Huckleberry memo to get the ins and outs of where the money's going. So we'll see how that turns out. It's a priority. It's also something that is $26 million, I think it is not going to get all the roads that need to be repaired. And also another part of that is Tucson, residents pay for roads, and then county residents also, like, you know, we're all paying for the county roads that we don't all use. I don't know that that's a great explanation or reason not to do it. I think we're all in this together, so to speak, but I think something that is visible that you can point to say, yes, we are taking care of roads, even if it's at this small amount, is helpful.
Before we wrap up what the Board of Supervisors has been up to, what do we make of Operation Stone Garden, the back and forth, the new funding? How much will Pima County really be front and center when it comes to providing a space for the migrants who are coming through this community?
I think that the Operation Stone Garden is symbolic. You know, we're talking about less than $2 million, and I don't understand why people got as worked up as they did on both sides of this issue, other than the fact that this is a symbolic border issue, and that made it important to people on both sides of the aisle. But I don't think Operation Stone Garden makes a huge difference in the sheriff's budget. They are looking, obviously, for some money to help with the migrants and the asylum seekers who are coming through town.
Obviously, people are divided on the issue, but it is symbolic, but why not say, no, we're going to take this stand, we're not going to accept this money. It's being used in ways that go beyond what we think the role of a sheriff's department should be.
They've accepted it for 12 years.
Times change.
The
President has changed, and that's what did it. And it's all political, and now we're putting our law enforcement officials in danger because someone wants to make a political point. That's my problem with it.
Don't people want some consistency to know that they can count on the government? I mean, one year we're taking money, the next year we're not, the next, I mean, so many changes in the wind. Do we lose faith in our system?
I don't think that's what's causing people to lose faith in the system. I mean, programs are going to change over the course of a few years. I mean, that's hardly unusual. I think that the reason people are losing faith in government goes back to the extraordinary partisanship that we're seeing on both sides, where you have people just completely at each other's throats, and folks who are not engaged in government look at this and say, I can't make sense of it, and they throw up their hands.
All right, outside of the politics of government and roads, there's also a push to fund scholarship programs for low-income families who want to send their 3- and 4-year-olds to preschool. We'll explore that issue next, and we'll come back to our roundtable later in the show.